Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to the channel. Hello guys. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. This is the daily forecast for Tuesday, September 15th. If you are watching it on a day that is not Tuesday, September 15th, that's completely fine. There still may be a message in here for you. The message is, the intention is set for the highest good for the greater collective. So when it's finding you is when you're supposed to see it. So don't stress about that. We're looking at sort of, for those of you that watch regularly, we're looking at building upon what we've been seeing from Sunday's reading on, and kind of connecting all of the cards together to create a sort of story of what is available to us during this week. If any of this doesn't make sense or doesn't resonate with you, that's completely fine. Don't worry. That doesn't mean that anything is wrong in your life. It just means that you might be working on something different at this time. And anything that you see here, please, apply it to wherever it fits in your life and where it benefits you most. But any decisions that you choose to make after having watched this video around your life are your responsibility. So keeping that in mind. All right, so for Tuesday, the 15th, let's see what's going on. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Let me see here. So we have that Eight of Cups energy. We're still in the beginning part of the week. We could technically be entering into the middle week energy too. Like this is kind of that sort of bridge day, I feel like. Tuesdays kind of bring us from the beginning of the week, which is Sunday, Monday, into Wednesday, Thursday, and then we have Friday, Saturday as the end of the week. So, I mean, there's a little bit of fluctuation here, so some of you guys may be at different spots during all of this, but we have that Eight of Cups energy underneath this Knight of Cups, so we're talking about cups upon cups, we're talking about emotions upon emotions. To me, I like this Knight of Cups. I feel like he feels empowered. I feel like if we have that Eight of Cups underneath this, there is this decision or this clarity that's been attained emotionally where we realize we now need to move forward. I love that this Knight's horse is pointing towards the future. He feels like he's leading with his emotional barometer. That's his cup in front of him. He is, generally to me, Knights are kind of, they're loyalists. They are in servitude in a way. They do the right thing for the right reasons. They tend to signify an older male, that kind of a thing. Cups being the water element, so we're talking Scorpio, Leo, or Cancer. That may be for only a few specific people that watch this, but overall I feel like Knights do the right thing for the right reason, right? So it feels to me like some of us maybe have turned a corner around that Eight of Swords that we saw yesterday and the Eight of Cups that's underpinning all of this. Whatever sort of confusion, maybe dismay, anxiety that we might be experiencing, we've kind of taken ownership of it or set it in its place in a way and made it so that it works for us or that we can now move forward. That's kind of the feeling that I get. We feel emotionally sound enough to start to make forward steps towards whatever the goal is. Now, because we're at that sort of bridge of the midweek, there is that death card coming, right? So there is this sort of ending coming in through the middle of the week. And we see that ending start to take, hold in that Eight of Cups, right? That sort of decision, that emotional awareness that like, look, this isn't working for me. It's time to move on. And this might be a decision we only make within ourselves. But this Knight of Cups speaks to me about the idea that we have weighed the decision, we're clear on where we stand with it, and we're ready to sort of stand in that clarity and move forward, right? Knight of Cups can also be a very romantic card. So for some of you, this could be a presentation of some sort of a love offering that's coming your way. I think that might be for a rare few of you. Like there might be some of you that expect that receive some sort of, maybe a flirtation or a love note or a text message that's very sweet. That could be this Knight of Cups energy too. But for the majority of you, I think this is about us standing true in our emotional center feeling empowered, not completely sure, right? We're not at the king or even the queen, but we are at the knight, right? So we do feel like we are tough enough, strong enough, capable enough to take whatever it is we are feeling or how we feel about a given situation and start to, from a place of love, make choices and changes to move ourselves forward. Okay, so I think that this is a really good card in comparison to what we've been seeing. Not that anything we've been seeing has been bad. It just feels like there's a major change afoot for the majority of you. With that Eight of Cups and that Eight of Swords that we saw from the previous broadcast, it could be challenging in the sense that, you know, we're unsure of maybe when to let go of something, how to let go of something, should I let go of it? Indeed, you should. And I think that this Knight of Cups feels like we are finally okay with that. We've done the work, we've done the pondering, we've worked through our thoughts, we've seen sort of maybe where we need areas of improvement, and now we're willing to sort of take on that endeavor or that work. All right, so let's see what the Moonology deck has to say. Okay, wow, only one card fell off when I cut it. So it is the full moon in Capricorn. Okay, guys, this is the only card that fell off when I cut it. This is so weird, but look at this. What it says, the end of a tough cycle approaches. That's this death card that's coming. I am going to say this. It's interesting that it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. Jupiter just went direct, I want to say the night of the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be some of that energy where Jupiter being such a benefic and wonderful planet, it's been retrograde for quite a few months. Now that it's shifting to go direct, it could mean that that also could be bringing in or heralding in the end of this tough cycle. I think that this tough cycle for some of us might be like the addressing of whatever needs to be let go that's no longer serving us. And I like that we have this symbol of Capricorn, right? This sort of fish goat thing. He's heading directly towards the horse that's heading directly into the future. The two are trying to come together and work together. Again, we have this full moon energy, which is this sort of great abundant kind of moon, right? It's sort of reached its okay, I'm like getting this analogy in my mind's eye of fruit, right? Like it's become full, it's become ripe, it's ready to be picked, eaten, ready to be sort of funneled, channeled, shown to the world in a way, right? It's at its sort of peak moment. When I look at Capricorn energy, Capricorn's about sort of staying grounded, that earthy energy. We're still in the sign of Virgo right now, so this blends well with what we're going through. We're getting ready probably soon here to transfer into, I believe, Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check that. But so this Capricorn energy speaks to that idea of staying grounded, staying centered, being practical, and then we have this beautiful, of sort of the court cards, I would say that probably the knights are very practical too in their sort of display, right? So when we have a Knight of Cups, we're talking about being practical, loyal, true to our emotions, upholding a higher sort of standard with our emotions, really maybe potentially protecting ourselves or securing how we feel emotionally and living from that place without any misgivings or, you know, like there's a sense of trust here that I see in this Knight of Cups. And so when I look at that coupled with this full moon of Capricorn, to me, also full moons will definitely affect the emotionality, the tides, that sort of thing. To me, I feel like this is us embracing all of that sort of emotionality, our feelings, and then taking it and utilizing it in a way that's very grounded, very channeled, purposeful would be words that are coming to my mind. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but that's definitely sort of the vibe that I'm getting from these two cards. So I would say taking things that are more ephemeral, like our emotions, and utilizing them in ways that sort of allow us to end these cycles and move forward to new endeavors or new opportunities is very abundant today. If we find ourselves being a little bit more practically minded, even around how we feel emotionally about a situation, that's completely fine and acceptable and going to be beneficial. I also think that practicality might be what brings us into that sort of energy of that death card where, oh no, you know what? this is not working for me anymore. I need to end this. I need to stop engaging in this, maybe this relationship or this situation, this behavior, whatever it might be. That's coming to a very clear ending. That death card is, on its way to us if it's not already begun to be here. So, but with me, or what I feel like here as I'm looking at this, is this Knight of Cups, he's not afraid. We're not like avoiding it anymore. We may have been a little bit more reluctant in the early part of the week with that Eight of Cups and that Eight of Swords. We might have needed to do some like kind of detail work, or sort through our thoughts around certain situations, but we've kind of come to terms with that, and now we're owning that, and we're moving forward together with this full moon in Capricorn. So let's go to the Knight of Cups too. Let's go. And it's funny too, we have this horse in the water, right, coming out of the ocean, and we have this goat, which is a horse-like animal, coupled with the fish, the symbol of Capricorn. So that's another weird sort of coincidence between these cards. All right, let's look at what is the grounding stone for today. Okay, we have hope. Good energy. Good idea if it's going to sit up. Hope can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. I definitely feel like hope is reflected in that Knight of Cups, right? We're talking about an emotional character who's willing to sort of stand in the truth of that emotion, defend that truth of that emotion. He's leading in also on this sort of white horse, which would be a symbol of not only power, the horse aspect, but the white would be purity, right? So being pure and powerful in how we feel, understanding that our feelings are just as valid as anybody else, and not demand, but like deserve our attention, our care, our loyalty, backing ourselves up in ways that we maybe haven't always, in situations that need to kind of be addressed. This is what's happening. The hope aspect of all of this is, I would say, ground into the idea of hoping for something better to replace, when sometimes we need to, before we can create, we need to destroy, right? So if we have to end in a situation or a relationship that's no longer serving us, or come to terms around something emotionally that maybe has been giving us trouble, the hope there would be that we're going to transform that and be ready for something new that's more in alignment to us, and move forward in the strength of knowing of that. Does that make sense? And these two cards are very strong in that. That's the grounded nature that I feel in them. Let me read the meanings to you guys. So we've got the Knight of Cups. This is kind of a really nice reading, I feel like. It feels like we are sort of empowering ourselves this finally, and we need this also with that death card coming in, because that death card sort of brings that finality to it, that real commitment to, like, okay, we are going to transform this, we want to, and we're choosing this, versus allowing it to happen to us. So a romantic man, a considerate, creative, artistic sort, musician, poet, diplomat, a promising proposal or collaboration, an opportunity to learn via a friend or lover, broadening horizons, new philosophies, gifts and romance, loyalty, sound romantic advice, imagination and empathy, marriage proposal, reciprocated love, traditionally the messenger of true love. I did say that for some of you, this could be, that coming out of, the woodwork for some of you. But I also think that this has more to do with us owning who we are and how we feel emotionally, and coming to the end of that sort of tough cycle. Whatever we've been going through, whatever we've been denying or not, kind of paying attention to. Okay, so the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is full moon in Capricorn. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come up to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay or in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. And I'm going to just piggyback on that. With that death card coming, and even the Eight of Cups that we saw on Sunday, both of those are about departures and endings. And so keeping that in mind, whatever you guys might be working on or looking at, maybe needing to come to an end, okay? But that's your decision to make. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. The Attune to the Moon is release control and trust the universe. The additional meanings for this card are a professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your potential and private lives. And it's time to stop fearing the worst. The teaching of this card is the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw the card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. That planning energy would definitely be that Capricornian energy, right? Making everything clear, concise, and then moving forward. I love this reading. I think that the grounding stone of hope is about grounding in the possibility of change, the opportunity for change. Things could very well be shifting for us, not only on a personal level, but maybe on a global level. Maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, maybe Jupiter going direct means that maybe we're all going to get to exhale a little bit and breathe a little bit. Maybe there will be a shift in, you know, just everything that we've been facing and dealing with, and maybe the frustrations and stuff. I love this hope stone. Ground in the idea of what's possible and what's potential, and the hope of something new, better, more kind of in line with who you are, and allow that to kind of come to you. I feel like between the full moon in Capricorn energy and the Knight of Cups, which is very sort of full moon in Capricorn, it seems like we deserve it. We will bring it to us. We have it within our power to do so. Does that make sense? I hope that is clear for you guys. I hope that gives you guys a little bit of validation, guidance, whatever it is that you need. This is your forecast. Please enjoy it and utilize it in whatever way you see fit. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please, please, please hit the thumbs up button. It greatly helps me. And I will see you guys tomorrow to see where this energy goes. All right, take care. I love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.